I'm joined by Shereen Bhan, who has with her the Tata Motors Counsel, Gopal Jain. Over to you, Shereen.
Well, thanks very much. Let's go across to the Tata Motor Counsel, Gopal Jain. Gopal, appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV 18. You know, one assumed post what we heard from the Supreme Court that this matter pertaining to the registration of diesel vehicles in the National Capital Region with an engine capacity of 2,000 cc and higher had been addressed and dealt with. But now we seem to be back to square one, at least as far as commercial vehicles are concerned.
Shereen, let's put it in context. There are proceedings before the NGT and proceedings in the Supreme Court. So when the Supreme Court, as recently as August 2016, has relaxed that ban insofar as private diesel vehicles and SUVs over 2,000 cc is concerned, and that sort of they've paved the way and there's complete clarity on the issue as far as the Supreme Court is concerned. Now, there's also an aspect dealing with what we call the commercial diesel vehicles, and in the light of the Supreme Court order and some earlier orders of the NGT, where they say that since this subject matter is now going to be dealt with by the Supreme Court, they're going to deal with aspects other than that which is before the Supreme Court. So it was in this context that an application has been filed seeking a clarification, and this is now going to be decided by the NGT on the 27th of September, because the Government of India has also, through the Ministry of Heavy Industries, filed an application and a detailed affidavit. So they're going to hear all of this together.
So net, till the 27th of September, are we to understand, Gopal Jain, that commercial vehicles cannot then be registered, diesel commercial vehicles cannot be registered in the National Capital Region?
Shereen, in fact, the registering authority in Delhi has not done it, I think, since December 2015 in any case. So it's not something new which has happened. It's just that there has to be complete clarity on this issue, and there has to be, the orders of the court have to be in sync with each other. And in our, as far as I'm concerned and the automobile industry is concerned, obviously we believe that the Supreme Court order will hold the field, and that came after a very detailed hearing and consideration.
But the larger issue, Gopal, you know, we had the Supreme Court order. You now have the NGT sort of saying that, well, you know, I'm not going to vacate my order just because the Supreme Court has said or done what it's done. What kind of uncertainty does this throw up now? The government has been talking about how this uncertainty is miring the investment climate. Is this really the best way forward?
No, I think, as you said, the best way forward is to have what I would call upfront legal certainty, and we believe that in the hierarchy of courts, and the apex court being the apex court laying down the law for the country, when it has passed orders and directions, those should be applied across the board. However, be that as it may, since they were pending proceedings before the NGT and they had passed some prior orders, but subsequently in January they realized that now the Supreme Court is seized of the matter in relation to automobile vehicles and the alleged case of pollution, and so hopefully there should be convergence. But I think we should not speculate on this, because the hearing is now 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks away, and automobile manufacturers will be heard, the government will be heard. But I completely take your point that this issue has to be resolved so that there's complete clarity, and that's what is important to have for business: a stable legal and regulatory position. And uncertainty only leads to some amount of risk, which I think at this stage can be avoided, given the fact that for the last 8 or 9 months there were different kind of orders and some kind of ban, as it is called. So I think time has now come to put all this issue to rest, and there should be absolute clarity on this.
Before I let you go, Gopal, very quickly, what is the argument that you're going to be presenting to the NGT? Of course, you did present your case to the NGT today, but the next date of hearing is the 27th of September. Take us through the main prayers that you are going to be making to the Green Tribunal.
Yeah, Shereen, absolutely in a nutshell and the crux of the cases, there is no ban insofar as commercial diesel vehicles are concerned. The orders which were passed were with respect to private vehicles, both SUVs having 2,000 cc and above capacity, and the Supreme Court has settled the issue on that. While there were earlier orders passed by the NGT, however, they themselves in January 2016 in an order noted that this issue is now before the Supreme Court, and therefore the issue of automobile vehicle pollution, others will be dealt with by the Supreme Court, and they will deal with issues apart from that. So that, in my view, is a carve out that the subject matter is now in the Supreme Court, and they will pass orders and directions as they have in August 2016. So in a nutshell, that is going to be the case, and the registering authorities therefore have assumed and imagined that there is an order covering commercial vehicles, which in fact is not so. That's going to be really the stand.
All right, Gopal, Jain, we will leave it at that. Appreciate you joining us here on CNBC TV 18. We do hope that there is convergence, because orders coming in from the National Green Tribunal, you've got the Supreme Court leaving people confused at this point in time. Thanks very much for your time. Arif, back to you.